this video I am going to show you how to build the collapsible benthic tents that we use. It's quite a simple device. It uses vinyl strips for the edges. They are fiberglass reinforced vinyl strips and polycarbonate sheet for the clear windows. Stainless steel tubing for the frame and stainless wire for reinforcement. He used basically a solvent type glue that you can glue the vinyl to the polycarbonate, and it's a pretty straightforward assembly, as you'll see. So this is what it looks like collapsed down. It has the side skirts on them, the flat polycarbonated panels. It has stainless steel tubing down these centers, steel cable that is wedged through those tubings that holds the whole thing together, and then on each of the corners it has a cable that we often use tie wraps to secure it with. It collapses down nice and flat. This makes it easy for transportation. It can be taken down by divers because when it's flat like this, it's quite hydrodynamic, and you can just grab them by these pins and pull them along until you get down to the bottom. And so let me reposition the camera and I will show you how these things set up. Tent. It has nice big long flaps on that we're going to use to seal off the vapors. And it unfolds into three sections, forming the tent like this. So this is pretty much how it sits. We close off this edge here with a closure strip that looks like this. So it goes on the bottom, and what we do is we fold this flap of vinyl around the rod, and then we push this over. Now these go on a lot easier when the tent is wet. So now the tent is sealed off. We have these cable ties here that we can tie down with stakes. And what we typically do there is we tie down, drive some rods in a little further away, and then put a tie wrap across there and use the tie wrap to tighten it up. These vinyls, these overlap, so that we can get a good seal. So that then tightens down. Now these can be weighted with anything. We use a stainless steel chain and put them on the bottoms. We have some holes in here that can be used if needed to attach things to, so that we can put some tie wraps around the weights so that they don't get moved around by the swell. It also has this point here. You can attach a buoy onto here so that you can relocate them. That is pretty much the setup. So we'll go into some of the detail of how we make these. This laid out. It's just got 3 big panels and then the skirts. You know, you can vary the skirt design to fit however you want to deploy them. But there's a few practical things that we found out here, and that is when you make these hinges to leave a little bit of room so that they will fold properly. If you want to be able to fold one of them over and have enough room here that you can fold the second one over and form this triangle. That makes it nicely collapsible. If these hinges are made too tight, then it won't fold properly. So this is one little detail that we found out when you glue this together is to make sure you leave a little bit of room in particularly this one right here. So on this end, there's a long flap, and it has a piece of tubing in the end here just to give it some thickness so that it will then wrap around the corresponding tube. This is the closure one. The next tube over, this is one of the triangles, and then the second one, and then the third one is just a straight tubing so that we can do this wraparound. See how this works? This goes over there, and then we have the split tubing that goes over it. The split tubing looks like this. It's just a piece of PVC pipe that we've cut on the table saw. We smooth down the end, and you just push this over the edge to close it. Okay, the parts we have, these will be our sides. These are polycarbonate sheet, and they can be different thicknesses. I think this one is 0.42 inches, but it really doesn't matter. You can use whatever thickness material you want. The polycarbonate is very strong material. And so you have 3 of these panels that go together like that. Since they're the same length on both sides, it doesn't matter which way they go. And then you take the vinyl, which we have sewed together. So we made a pocket that the pocket is designed to hold whatever size rod we're using. So whatever tubing you can get and tubing you can use, you just make the pocket so that it fits. Doesn't have to be too tight, too special, that's good enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this here across this edge, and then a straight strip on the back just to seal it. So what I do is, this is the kind of, let's take this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this here like this, and then put the adhesive on both sides, and then fold it down, and then do the other one on the other side. So I am using a material, this is called Weldon number 4. It probably would work better with a adhesive that had a little bit more body, but for the demonstration, this will show you kind of how this works. So it doesn't matter if it comes up, you can always just go back and add a little bit more adhesive. So it doesn't have to be too precise, because you can always just, like here, you can always just go back and put a little bit more adhesive in there and push it down. Then we go to the other side, and this is going to be where our next sheet goes like this. So then we just do the same thing here. Up. And remember, we don't want it too tight into the corner, because otherwise it won't fold properly. So get that like that. Like I said, don't worry about small problems like that, because you can always just go later and just put a little in and glue it and fix it. So first just get the thing put together. Then what we will do is we will go on the inside. Now basically what we're going to do is we're going to put one strip across the back like that. So on this one here, this really works better with a bigger brush, because you want to cover the whole thing, and as you can see, this dries out very fast. And also the other thing which helps is to have more than one person working at this at the same time. Okay. So then, let me see, let me look at these. Yes, and then I think what we did was I just cut them across like this on the ends. This here. So you get how this works now. We just make a pocket. This is now, we'll take our rod. We have now one corner of this. Hang on one second, got somebody at my door. YouTube has a 15-minute limit, so I'm going to have to make this a two-parter. So look for the next part of this to see how to finish it off.